Hi, I'm Robert Frausto, Corky Frausto, and this is the political story of my life. I was born into politics. My father was county attorney in Eagle Pass, Texas, and from his first run for office until he left politics in 1966, he never lost an election. From the time my brothers and I could walk, I remember canvassing what neighborhoods with him, distributing flyers, and I even made speeches at political rallies. Vote for my dad! When I was 9 in 1964 and my dad was running for office again, he let us stay up and wait for the returns. With my brothers and the sons of other politicians, we went from one campaign headquarters to another and had coffee and sugar cubes and pan dulce. We would run back to the courthouse lawn when the county clerk would come out to the huge chalkboard they'd erected by the courthouse to update the results. It was an amazing night, a democratic sweep down the line, and it would be years before that happened again. And even so, the seed was planted. Civic duty was a responsibility and an expectation. The political bug had bitten, and I was hooked. In the years between 1963 and 1968, my world experienced the turmoil the world was experiencing. My mom's death coincided with the assassination of John F. Kennedy. My dad's death coincided with the assassination of Robert Kennedy and of MLK. And we went from a solid middle class status to a government check to government check existence. We ended up poor. I was the darkest in my family that had a range from Güero, my younger brother, to Prieto, me. In Texas in the 60s, I felt the bias, prejudice, and racism that pervaded the environment. I had seen the No Mexican Allowed signs in storefront windows. I saw the effects of poverty and inequality on the school system and its effects on my friends and family. The environment, equal rights for minorities, labor rights, gay rights, gender equality, equality in education became my causes. And I became involved in the Chicano rights movement. I attended Mayo meetings and knew some of the early leaders of the movement, Willie Velazquez and Jose Angel Gutierrez. They were organizing the youth of San Antonio and across South Texas to protest the treatment of Mexican American and Chicano students in public schools across Texas. We watched as the blowouts and walkouts erupted across the Rio Grande Valley and spread across Texas. And then, in 1969, Willie Velazquez organized a march in Del Rio, my dad's hometown. It was the first march I participated in with my brother, my cousins, and tios and tias. We all marched together, and it was transformational. For the past 22 years, I've taught at Highland High School in Albuquerque. I've sponsored Mecha, the Hispanic Student Club, the Chicano Student Club, for 20 years, and have taught Mexican American Studies for the past 7 years. Those two realities have become the vehicle for connecting my history with my students' future. One of the founding documents of Chicano Studies is the Plan de Santa Barbara, and the Plan emphasizes social activism as part of a comprehensive curriculum. In an interview discussing his movie Walkouts, Moctezuma Esparza says, "We made this movie to be an actual manual on how to organize, what the risks are, what needs to be thought of, and what could happen, and what needs to be done." I used those same ideas when I wrote my curriculum on the walkouts, and I was trying to show the students this is what you need to think of. This is how you organize. These are the things that need to be done. This curriculum contains primary source documents, music analysis, art analysis, photographic analysis, poster making, role play, everything you need to do to learn to organize a protest. And one of my proudest moments was a couple of years ago when my students walked out to join an nationwide immigration protest. And I had the great privilege to walk out with them. And on our way out, we met the principal and we met our security officer, and they walked with us.
Tuesday, he walked out with students taking part in a DACA rally.
The people united will never be divided.
Along the side of Central, standing up for undocumented immigrant children.
It's such a big deal, mostly in our community, mostly here in New Mexico.
A video of DeBuck recorded at the rally is gaining national attention.
This is how you exercise your First Amendment rights.
People have been praising his supportive advice to the students after drivers started taunting them.
If you want to get your word across, this is how you do it. I am so proud of the Highland students.
Another way I teach social justice at the high school is through my sponsorship of MECHA, Movimiento Estudiantil Chicanismo de Aztlán. It's a Chicano student group that formed in the late 60s, early 70s. Doing a few years ago is once a month we hold a picketing, a protest, and we decide on a topic. They make the students do the research, the students make signs, and then we meet on a Sunday morning and picket for about an hour or so. And then we come back and rehash what happened and talk about it and plan the next one. And so, again, my students, not in my class, but in a group I sponsor, are learning social justice and how to advocate for themselves to gain that justice. And these are some slides, and in fact, our most recent protest. Thank you.